this is modern. I know it looks a little bit long, but it's this was a speech given to the United Nations about environmental protection, and it was delivered by Leonardo DiCaprio. And because, as you know, like he's a pretty staunch advocate for environmental cleanup and changing our ways as far as carbon emissions go. And what I wanted you to do is just look it over. This is the one. Did I email this to you the other day?
No.
Oh, I did not? Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. I thought I did. All right. I'm just going to email it to you right now, just so you still have it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
I can probably read it from there.
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely. I just figured that because it might take a couple of different classes to sort of get through it. I was going to call it Leo speech. All right. Now I'm going to open it back here. Now, what I want you to do is just look it over a little bit and then read it for me. So this is him. Basically, it looks long, but it's not. It's like 5 or 6 minute speech.
Okay.
So I want you to read it, and then I'll scroll it down because I don't think you're able to use the controls.
I can use the email you send me on my computer.
Okay, sure, yeah. So look it over and then give it a read. Like I want you to go slow, be comfortable. Now it's not exactly formal like speaking to a friend, right? This is to the United Nations. So he's being very proper, but it's still very modern English. So there's no challenges as far as words go and stuff.
Oh,
yeah.
Sounds good.
Cool.
All right, do you want me to read it now?
Yeah, absolutely. When you're ready.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Secretary General, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, and distinguished guests. I'm honored to be here today. I stand before you not an expert, but a concerned citizen, one of the 400,000 people who marched in the streets of New York on Sunday, and the billions of others around the world who want to solve our climate crisis. As an actor, I pretend for a living. I play fictitious, right?
Fictitious.
I play fictitious characters, often solving fictitious problems. I believe mankind has looked at climate change in the same way as if it were a fiction, as if pretending that climate change wasn't real would somehow make it go away. But I think we know better than that. Every week, we're seeing new and undeniable climate events, evidence that accelerated climate change is here right now. Droughts. Is it droughts? Droughts. Okay. Droughts are intensifying. Our oceans are acidifying, with methane plumes rising up from the ocean floor. We're seeing extreme weather events, and the West Arctic and Greenland ice sheets melting at unprecedented rates. Unprecedented rates, thank you. Decades ahead of scientific projections. None of this rhetoric and none of its hysteria. It is a fact. The scientific community knows it. Industry knows it. Governments know it. Even the United States military knows it. the Chief of the U.S. Navy Pacific Command, Admiral Samuel Locklear, Locklear,
Locklear.
Locklear. Admiral Samuel Locklear recently said that climate change is our single greatest security threat. My friends, this body, perhaps more than any other gathering in human history, now faces this difficult but achievable task. You can make history or be vilified by it. To be clear, this is not about telling people to change their light bulbs or buying a hybrid car. Mm-hmm. This disaster has grown beyond the choices that individuals make. This is now about our industries and governments around the world taking decisive, large-scale actions. Now must be our moment for action. We need to put a price tag on carbon emissions and eliminate government's subsidies for oil, coal and gas companies. We need to end the free ride that industrial polluters have been given in the name of free market economy. They do not deserve our tax dollars. They deserve our scrutiny. They deserve our scrutiny. For the economy itself will die if our ecosystem collapses. The good news is that renewable energy is not only achievable, but good economic policy. This is not a partisan debate. It is a human one. Clean air and livable climate are
inalienable
human rights. Inalienable human rights. And solving this crisis is not a question of politics. It is a question of our own survival. This is the most urgent of times and the most urgent of messages. Honored delegates, leaders of the world, I pretend for a living, but you do not. The people made their voices heard on Sunday around the world, and the momentum will not stop. But now it's your turn. The time to answer humankind's greatest challenge is now. We beg of you to face it with courage and honesty. Thank you.
All right, good. Thanks, man. That's it's never easy to read something that you were just handed without much preparation. But yeah, that was pretty good. Could you feel, oftentimes when people are reading something, they're just trying to get through the words and they don't often really know what they're reading. Did you understand the message that you were giving here?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, good. So I'll just go over briefly some of the words that you had trouble with.